Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Joey.
And I'm Jess.
Jess, you sound a little...
I'm tired.
You're tired?
I'm exhausted.
Well, school has started.
I am exhausted.
Okay, well, let me tell everybody first before we get any further. This is episode 185 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. Yes, 184 is the missing episode. We're not exactly sure what happened to last week's... I think it was too many beats in last week's episode, and it has disappeared and won't load. So we will have to probably re-release that at some point, maybe.
That's a bonus episode. $5.
If you've heard 184, well, share it with your friends. But if you're new here, you may not know, this is a podcast where we talk about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bike packing, bike camping, or just playing bikes. Jess, I saw new kits on the table when I came in.
None were for me.
None were for you,
None
but
were for me.
I saw that beautiful floral Ridge Supply
Cutaway mashup.
kit by Cutaway. Cutaway USA, if you don't know, offers premium cycling apparel born in where?
Canada.
Blue Ridge Mountains.
Not Canada. Not a Canada at all. Cutaway is an industry leader using innovative fabrics combined with clean and bold designs. Make sure to visit their website to see all the stuff that Philip offers at cutawayusa.com. When you reach checkout, use the code GTD20 to take 20% off your entire order. Shop early for Christmas. Let's start that.
Yeah.
It's not even
I'm already
October.
prepping some jerseys for the store for Christmas.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
So we're already, let's have a Christmas episode next week.
Oh, no, actually, we should.
Those people that talk about Christmas.
Why not?
I don't know.
I am the guy that waits till December 23rd.
I hate the people that count down to Christmas. Like, only 174 Fridays left. Like, that drives me nuts.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
That
drives
is-
me nuts.
That's what happens when she comes down Crumpet into Whoville. When, like, the 968 minutes, remember from the Jim Carrey one?
Yes.
Sorry, Jessica.
I'm a fan of Christmas until it, like, after Thanksgiving, and then it's like I get really Christmas grumpy because it's too much. I think we just do too much. But I really like the idea of Christmas until it actually gets here.
Christmas, and then I think as I got older, I don't know.
How did we get off on Christmas? How did we start
Cutaway,
talking about
Christmas jersey.
Yes, Cutaway USA. We do have a new Patreon supporter to thank this week, Gene Oliver from way up in Michigan. He's a Michigander. Thank you, Gene, for all of your support.
Thank you, Gene.
Thank you, Gene.
Very much appreciate it. And also this episode, once again, just like episode 184, is brought to you by Beats.
Beats by Brian.
graveltraveldirt.com/Beats. I will raise the Beat banner and I will continue to beat the Beat drum until everybody's on the beat.
I'm on
Jess,
day.
are you taking the Beats?
I'm on day 5 of Beats.
How you
I'm
feeling?
a new man.
Yeah.
I'm also taking like 3 other pills, but
I'm going to actually one more time because who knows if episode 184 will ever find the light of day. Beats raise your nitric oxide levels, and research shows that it improves blood flow, lung function, muscle contraction, and it is improving your cardiorespiratory endurance performance and increases your time to exhaustion.
yeah,
So,
sure.
all about the Beats.
Yeah.
graveltraveldirt.com/Beats. Get your Beats. Get your Beats now. Jess, get your Beats.
No, I will eat beets, but I will not take beet gummies.
You ate one the first night I got it.
Yes, but I would rather just eat a beet.
Oh, I like the Beets too. I like Beets. You eat the Beet greens?
Don't you get more like vitamin absorption from actual food than from supplements?
I don't know. Well, the
But
supplement.
how often am I just going to whip out a beet and eat it?
Beat it. Eat it.
All right.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Enough about Beets. Joey, what's going on in your world? Let's start
I
with
got a
you.
lot.
Yes.
I ordered a.
I need to see what this is all about.
Actually, hit the link that I just put on the show notes.
Okay, I will.
So an employee of mine last year, pre-fire, lost one of my Apidura rear backcountry 17-liter, rear trunk bag, rear bike packing bag.
Yep.
Last year, I borrowed Nadine's once, and with some stuff you and me have it coming up, I need one, or else I have no way to do stuff. I was going to order Apidura, and Specialized teamed up with Fjallraven for all you fashionistas out there. And there's some wild Fjallraven stuff. I think it's just overdone, and I think some of the bike bags are, I'd rather get from Nittany and Moose, some of these small companies. But
they had
do you see their trunk bag or their seat bag?
I see this.
Yeah,
and
so look how it mounts.
It's got a frame. Am I seeing that right?
This I will give it to them on this thing. So. It mounts to your seat post rails for your uppers.
So what we're talking, let me the back up. Specialized Fjallraven seat bag harness.
Yeah, just the harness.
Just the harness.
Is step one.
Okay.
It is expensive unless you have a Specialized employee purchase. It mounts. So the biggest thing with most seat bags that Specialized tried to fix years ago with their Burra stuff was they swing a little bit. They're swinging.
They swing and they sway.
My Apidura was okay, and there's no good way, but the thing I hated about seat bags is you got to take the whole dang thing off every time you get to camp and load it up and stuff.
Yep.
So this is a harness. So this mounts to your rails, and it has a nice, look at the padding at the seat post too.
Yeah. It's
super nice. And it's a frame, and it's got like 7 buckles. Anyway.
It's almost like you've got to have that, since it's that metal, or I would assume aluminum frame.
So you have to buy that.
You would have to, it's going to need something between the seat posts.
Yeah, so scroll down.
Okay.
Then you buy your dry bag separately, and there's a 10 and a 16 liter.
Okay, so you can get the dry bag from them.
I ordered both because they don't cost anything.
Okay.
Well, they have to cost something.
You know what I mean.
Well, compared to the harness, what does the dry bag cost?
$40.
Okay, yeah,
$60.
$60 retail.
Specialized employee pricing is great because the discounts are amazing.
Boy, there's all sorts of new Specialized Fjallraven.
Oh, this has been out for a while.
It's
kind of lame.
What do I
this
go to
thing?
the Specialized website for?
So you can, when you strap in the dry bag to it,
right,
and then you're done. You get to camp, you unbuckle the dry bag, you pull that out, the harness is on your bike still.
So this is very much
You're
like
not
my
fighting
Revelate. It's my Revelate does the same thing.
Oh, dang it!
But it doesn't have the metal frame.
I like the metal frame.
The metal frame. Now, after having used the Revelate system for a while, I get a little aggravated with it, because if you get to camp and then you want to take your bags off, you're left with this
it's just like a limp
harness thing, this limp harness. So the frame would actually make that problem go away.
Yeah. You can probably slide a 6-pack in there, I bet. $20. I'll try it.
Easily.
Easily.
I like this.
So this is the same price as the Apidura stuff. If you buy the dry bag and the thing, it's $200. Like I said, I went this route partially because the employee purchase pricing.
Who's this model on the website?
They got some, Fjallraven models.
He's wearing like a...
you should see the Fjallraven clothes. That's like something they sell that's like $300. It's like a onesie. It's like a romper.
That is the most bizarre looking little bike thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, did you hit the
He's
arrow
got the little
button?
hat that matches it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's looking off into the distance.
Fjallraven, like Swedish or something?
Gotta be. Something like that.
Yeah, their whole bag thing is kind of out there. The front bag is really cool in the fact that it has a nice rack for the bag.
So now the harness, the harness system comes in this really cool OD green and black.
I went all black.
You went all black? Okay.
Wasn't
sure which. But you got the...
And I got the bag in black, too.
You got the bag in black, but did you also get... Oh, you got both sides
all black.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like that.
But no, I mean, it was a fraction of the cost. It even cost me to EP Apidura.
Okay.
So, I mean, I had my Apidura for years until an employee lost it. But, no, that's kind of cool. I'm very excited.
Will this be here in time for our next adventure?
This will be here by like Friday.
Nice.
So adventure season's coming.
I'm very curious to see how this. So it's got one strap across the back
that holds the bag in,
and then you've got
the other one compresses it.
2 loops around it. Now, do you know if the frame sort of like has any compression to it as well?
Yes, it's 2-piece frame. The bottom hinges up.
It hinges. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That looks very interesting. Very interesting.
I can ride back to Brunswick and get a 6-pack.
Well, unless we have to wait for trains.
So that's my only thing about next weekend.
Trains.
Trains, but
There is a train
Automobiles.
festival next weekend.
is it really?
No.
Oh God. No, that's why you bike pack with a flask. A lot more firepower in a little package.
Well, I like that. I'm very excited to see this
It's cool
in action.
because my biggest bugaboo is I can't get it. Like Nittany just doesn't do those right now, or they have some prototypes people are using, but otherwise I'm 100% Nittany. But if this works, I'll stock it because the same price is a nice system anyway.
Yeah, I like this.
And then the fact that you could get both, you get two sizes out of it in one because you get a 10 liter and a 16.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Awesome.
I also, so last week, our Rich Supply kit was supposed to be here. UPS does never, I'm like 7 weeks in a row with UPS screwing up a Friday delivery, and they deliver it the next business day, which is Monday, but holiday weekend it's
You're out
Tuesday.
there. Ugh.
But I ordered a pair of bibs from Philip on Friday. Philip lives in Charlottesville. They were at my house on Saturday. No extra shipping.
Wow.
If you live in the Mid-Atlantic, it's only a day or two shipping. So I got
Nice.
some cargo, so just some plain blue cutaway cargo bibs.
And that GTD20 discount code
Applies to that.
will actually cover the shipping and more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Those came in. I wore them yesterday. They were blue. I've never owned other than I've worn my Hush Money green bibs a couple times, but everyone has black bibs. These navy blue went really nice with my hand up stuff.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, they were super comfortable to the point where
Cargo?
same thing. I actually didn't realize I was fellas naked. I didn't realize I was wearing them just because I'd never have. We did 30 miles yesterday, but no issues with them. Like first day wearing them, perfect.
Blake just brought his
That was
little.
weird.
He just brought his little toy over here and threw it at me, like the little food tray that he's eating out of.
Yeah.
Like threw it at me. right,
Yeah,
now-
we are fully stocked of cutaway Rich Supply kits in our store.
And are you the only store that's
Only
doing?
store. We have the
our
only
Rich Supply?
extras. So you missed out for Matt. Give me a call.
So if for some
We have
reason the
size
floral
runs, we have
kit,
multiples.
you wanted to get it, but you missed the order. The only place you can go to get it right now is the Patuxent Adventure Center.
Yep.
And you've got to actually call Joey on the
Call me. We'll figure out a deal.
So
No
Google
deals,
the phone number.
actually. I just got to figure out shipping. The price is the price. But
All right, get to this thing that you told me I wasn't allowed to talk about.
which
when I-
one?
The second item on your list.
Oh, bye-bye Kona Libre road bike.
Okay, what happened? What's going on?
My Athos is getting picked up tomorrow. But yeah.
So what is
We
that?
have it somewhere recorded that Joey was not going to have a new bike day for a few years.
So what does this mean? Bye Kona Libre road bike, but the Athos is the one that's for sale.
I just thought I'd get your goat. So remember, I wanted to switch my parts off the Athos,
Okay.
and then Cannondale happened.
It's not really new bike.
No, it's
day?
not going. No, it is, but I'm not getting rid of the Libre. It's just not getting
Okay.
It's not getting a makeover.
Okay, gotcha.
So
All
the
right.
GRX, the dropper, all the good stuff staying on there.
Okay.
Got a couple wheel sets for it. It's
Well, you're very
it's
excited.
the lady that I love.
What's
than
new,
anything.
What's new bike day?
So with everyone knows about Cannondale, as I wear my new Cannondale shirts.
Yep. Looks nice.
Cannondale bikes roll in. They're rolling in now. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I love my Athos,
Mhm.
and I know if I don't like what's coming, doesn't work, I'm gonna buy another Athos.
Right.
And Jess knows I don't lose money on my bikes.
Nope. He doesn't.
So
He can play
because
with-
it's better to do this now than in December. Still riding, it's still summer, quote unquote. I posted it up. I have I have an old customer coming from Annapolis, coming down tomorrow, I think, and that way I don't have to ship or anything. But I put my Revol aluminum wheels on there. I posted it. Everyone saw it on the internet, and yeah, it didn't take long.
That's
That's it. It's spiffed up. Everything's clean. It's stock except for the wheels, which are an upgrade.
It's a beautiful bike. Beautiful.
And after I cleaned it up and I put those tires I had on there, I was like, damn, that looks good. But I have a Cannondale Synapse QRLE on the way.
There we go. There's
Which
the
is-
new one.
Yeah.
Well, you've almost have to. It's
It'll
almost
be
like,
good for the store.
Yes.
I
Yes.
will. Okay.
I mean, there's
I
somebody
will.
else. There's
I will
somebody
not
else
come
here.
out on the other. I will come out in the black on this. I will not go. I will make. Sounds bad. I will make money selling my bike because that's how it works.
Were you going to sell her Divert? You're going to sell Jess's Divert?
Diverge we might post up, but as far as the Athos to cover, it's how it always works when a new bike day. Everyone's like, oh, you get bike shop people get new bikes every year, but we never lose money. We always make a little bit more to go to the next upgrade.
Yeah.
That's how it's worked for years. That's the whole point.
One of the benefits of working in a bike shop.
As long as you don't save it for 10 years, you're not going to lose your value.
If you want to get on that program, get yourself a job at a bike shop.
An application.
That's the way to do it, folks.
I had my...
Don't be angry. Don't be scared.
I got the Athos in June last year. And I 100% know that, if I don't like the Synapse, which I know I will, it's heavier by like 4 pounds. My Athos is freaking light.
Yeah.
But I've done the typical, like, everyone nowadays looks up everything. There's articles. And that was actually not even a downside of it. Everyone said they didn't notice it. But it's a strict endurance bike. It's a little bit more relaxed, but not more than
that's a switch for you. I know you like the performance.
It's more performance oriented than the Trek Amanda and the Specialized Roubaix.
Okay.
Which I hate both of those.
Yeah.
I don't hate the Roubaix. I just don't like the Future Shock a lot. So this is the one that has the Varia radar built into it.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
With a rear tail light. They're not the brightest lights, but they're built-in lights with one battery pack with a front light from Lizine built onto the bike.
I didn't know that. That's
rewired.
Super cool.
Ted King has a great video on this bike. You have a little battery pack that sits under your cage. It charges. It's the one thing you charge for everything.
Does it run your Garmin head unit too? Or just the front and rear light?
I think you can plug stuff into this eventually. Like you could take it off, charge your phone. You can charge your phone on the bike, whatever.
I don't think I'd really be crazy about doing that. I would think I'd be able to use one. But honestly, why would you need to do that? Garmin is its own thing. So why?
Yeah. So I got 20 hours on my 530 over here. Yeah. But it'll run. Because my biggest thing is I always forget my lights. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's because I'm lazy. But I charge that, and then everything else is charged. The radar.
I've gotten in a routine where everything comes off the bike. It all goes in. It goes in a cup, and everything gets plugged in.
You got a radar. You have a rear light, and you have a headlight. Mm-hmm. And I always run headlights when I run the day now. Strobing.
Too. Yep.
It's not the best light for night riding. It's only like 350 lumens. But for a daytime strobing light, and then at night you turn it on too. But
I'm a firm believer in the Varia radar. So you're going to be beepy now too. Yeah. Oh, right on.
I'll turn that off. But
why would you do that? That's what's warning you. That's what's telling you that there's something.
But it's a pretty freaking cool setup. Yeah. The only downside of the Synapse is you get that or you don't. Like you can't buy a Synapse without it.
Okay.
But generally, the endurance rider is that type of rider anyway, the way I look at it. So it'll be fun to try it.
So you mentioned earlier that like the one downfall in the Roubaix is the Future Shock. I've never actually been a fan of the Future Shock on my Roubaix.
You just put a dow rod in there and you're good. No travel. But it's pretty cool bike.
It steals watts. There's no doubt about it. It steals watts.
It's an all-road bike, endurance bike.
Yes, you're drinking awful loud over there.
Yeah. It'll clear 35s.
Really?
So my 32s that cleared the Athos barely will just be perfect. And I'll put my Revol CLs back on that. I saved those.
And now you can talk about Cannondale and
yeah, I think it's a smart thing. It's Altegra Di2, the new 12-speed. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually going up a group set.
Okay.
As far as rivals, 105 level versus Altegra and Force or one-on-one. But
nice.
I don't know. I'm excited.
Now you should be. I know that you.
Like I said, if I know I hate it, I'll just get an Athos.
I can't imagine you'll hate it.
I don't think I'll hate it.
I don't think you'll hate it.
And my dreaming of Cannondale for years.
The only thing is I know that you really prefer the performance geometry over the endurance geometry.
I do.
You've always talked about that.
It doesn't stray away from much the performance.
Okay.
Like the numbers. You know that really cool, you can compare two bike geometries? You should see it in that. It looks really good.
Oh, I want to do that.
It sits kind of in between. It sits in between my All City and my Athos, and it's really close to my Athos.
I used to play with that little website all the time.
I do it all the time.
Throwing little different bikes in and seeing what's different.
I'm freaking pumped. Will hooked me up because it's hard to EP stuff, let alone. Basically, I think my friend Matt from Bike Doctor gave me one of his back orders. To get that bike, so it works.
Well, it helps. It helps the shop. You're out there riding it. It's going to be something. Are you doing anything special at the shop for a Cannondale?
I was going to save it for the end, but yeah. September 20th.
We can revisit it again at the
end. September 24th, we're doing a Cannondale day. We're doing a ride with Will. I'm hoping to have beer, food truck, vendor, little pop-up outside. Just a fun day.
Nice.
And just kind of, we will have 50 bikes on the floor or whatever.
Fingers crossed for good weather. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that too.
That would be a fantastic, fun way.
Anyone's invited to that. It's not a club thing. It's a store thing.
Nice.
I also have store insurance if the ride starts and leaves at our store.
September 24th.
Yes.
Okay. That's a Saturday.
Yep.
At the Patuxent Adventure. We'll revisit this again at
We
the
will.
end. So
And
get
there'll
all
be
the-
an event on Facebook. I'm lazy.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you if you were going to do that too.
Next weekend, the 17th, is a meet at Beans in the Belfry at 8 o'clock on the canal for a 4-hour ride, no distance set.
Okay.
With
2 hours one way, 2 hours the other way.
with the
and-
Patuxent Adventure Center.
Okay.
Right at your own risk. Got to say
Nice.
that for legal reasons.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to that.
Absolutely, we're
Jess
going to
has
be there
teach,
for
But
that.
Jess will talk about our CNO ride from yesterday, and I will do dog duties real quick.
Okay. Jess, how is school before we...
I rambled.
I know it's...
Are you
it's
sure the ticker didn't hit an hour already? Because Joey
No.
talked a long time.
No, that's okay. I know that when school starts again for you, it's always like a stressful time and a tiresome time. And I'm just,
Well, it's 4 a.m. wake ups every morning.
Mhm.
In bed by 8. The rest of the world isn't up at 4. So we just heard about the runner who got abducted in Tennessee.
Oh, Memphis, yeah.
In Memphis. Literally, Joey and I stay on that hotel.
no way, really?
Yeah, it's right in Memphis. I mean, that's where we stay.
I
when we live
I
in
heard that story
Memphis.
today. And
Yeah, and she was 4:30. She was a teacher.
Oh.
So you got to be careful. So it's tough at 4:30 in the morning. You got to do something quiet in the house, stuff like that. And it is dangerous going outside.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
no matter where you are.
No matter where you are, you
bad
could be
things-
anywhere.
bad things can
bad things happen all the
anywhere.
time. So it's just
Being situationally aware, understanding your surroundings, and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
but,
even doing that,
doing that, it doesn't matter.
even doing
Yeah,
all
I
the
mean,
things
we're on our
right.
little quaint road of Dal Road. So
yeah.
But yeah, doing a workout in the morning at 4 o'clock, that's not going to wake up the neighbors because we live in a townhome. And so that Joey can sleep in a little bit. So it just gets tiresome.
Well, tell us about, you went on a big canal ride yesterday, right?
Love planning adventure days when Jess is off.
It was short. I mean, it was 30 miles. So
That is
Well,
that is relative.
That is not a
From
short
a lady.
ride. That is a significant ride. That's a fine ride. That's a respectable ride. Just do the distance, do the thing. Did you have a good time? Is the most important
yeah,
thing.
it was fun.
Okay.
good.
And the bike worked out okay. And no, was this the first time you've been on the bike since Gravel World? Is that something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time I was on the bike. So
Yeah. Feel good? Good.
She had fun because today she said to our group, well, maybe friends, I had too much fun yesterday. She had a blast yesterday. It was the right amount of riding. We left in the daytime.
Uh-huh.
We left at 7 a.m. and we got back well before dinner.
That's a nice day. That's a nice day when you're back
Yeah.
before dark.
And you got your peaceful time before
That's-
going to
that's
sleep for
sometimes
school, right,
what
Jess?
happens when we do the canal, like in those winter months, is like you leave and it's
Oh yeah,
and you get back and it's dark and all that kind of stuff.
dark time.
Well, I did
Yeah, let's hear about your epic.
a big dumb ride or a big smart ride or a big didn't really hurt me ride. I don't know what to call it, but it was the longest ride I've ever done.
You're still walking.
Yeah, I had 156, just shy of 156 miles. I did my northern loop, and I did all of that, Joey. I don't know if you looked at my Strava route.
You didn't go south north
I
of
didn't
Prince
go
Frederick.
north of Prince Frederick. It was my whole little north of Prince Frederick with all my little out and backs from one side of the county to the other, all the way down to Solomon's side, and did all the little out and backs and all the little roads I did down there. And it was just one of those really, really pretty days that I just wanted to keep riding the bike.
Yeah.
And I will one more time credit the gummies because my legs never even thought about cramping. That's 156
You beat
miles.
it.
And normally that's something that is a problem for me as I get deeper into a ride like that,
Yeah.
that my legs start to fatigue. And the only thing that bothered me all day on that ride was my feet started to get the burn at about mile 120-ish.
Hmm.
And I think I messaged you and was like 30 to go. You sent me
I had
something.
no idea what you're doing. I'm like,
Well, I thought you did because you sent me like a marketplace ad for like a last rights kit.
oh yeah,
And I was like, oh, how
this
does
is
he?
weird. I got to send this to Ryan.
I was like, how does he know what I'm doing out here? He's sending me last rights.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But it was fun. I just didn't feel like stopping, and I didn't set out to do that
You
on that
dumped
day. It was I just kept riding.
Yeah.
I didn't. I knew I was going to do a bigger day. I was actually thinking I was going to do a metric.
Mhm.
And then by the time the metric rolled around, I was like in Prince Frederick. I was like, oh, if I added a little bit over here and a little bit over there, the weather's so nice. And all of a sudden, I got closer to home, and it was like, you're at 100. I was like, oh well, if I just actually feel good and keep going, let's see what I can do. And that was that. It was just totally spur of the moment, totally unplanned. Just kept riding the bike, and it was like 6,000 feet of elevation, which is kind of surprising when you think about it. Around here, we're a lot of flatlanders, but it was fun. And I don't know that I'll do it again. Doing it solo is hard. Doing something like that by yourself, like with nothing but a couple of water bottles and a credit card, maybe it's easier. I don't know, because you're stopping when you
Waiting
wanna
on
stop.
Joey.
You're not going hard when somebody
I
else.
was
is
thinking
going
about a
hard.
long Brian Joey ride yesterday on our way home.
It'd be fun.
Like Monday, I don't know.
Yeah. Now once this fall season and Mondays kind of
yeah.
back in. Yeah.
We're going to ride down to Moe's and Annapolis and back
I would do that
for Moe Monday.
because we have no Momos.
Yeah.
No Momo. Anybody ever gone into where the Mo's
No.
was? It's just empty, vacant stores.
When you know is no Moe.
All right, you want to do Strava Club?
Yeah, let's see. Strava Club 2.0, because last week's didn't count technically.
Well, we're going to find 184. I'm going to find it somewhere.
We have Richard Ball, or Ricky, from O'Fallon, Missouri, with 131 even.
Nice.
Man, I would say, is this Jerry or Gary?
I would say that's Jerry.
That's Jerry, like Gary Gergich.
Jerry, but
Jerry
with a
Weber
G.
from Atlanta, Georgia, with 188.5.
Job,
And then
Jerry.
Gregory Mitchell from Washington, D.C., with 172.9. You only needed 128 for the holiday weekend.
Down a little bit.
Yeah,
Down
to
a
get
little
up in the top 100. And we are up to 859.
That I think still held steady. I don't think we gained
Yeah.
nor lost members in the Strava Club this week.
And that club, just hit the search Gravel Travel Dirt or Strava.com /
I think you
Geets
didn't.
or no, wait, Strava.com / clubs / Gravel Travel Dirt.
Didn't you say when we reached 1,000 members, you were going to send everybody hats? Isn't that
Sure.
what you said?
Yeah.
No, you didn't say that. All right. What have you got in the show notes down there?
I threw this one in because I thought it was kind of big news, considering we're going in the off season,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna. I wouldn't say it's gonna hurt bike shops. I mean, I think everything out there now is try to go after bike shops, but there is a new Zwift direct drive smart trainer.
So is this direct to consumer?
I don't know stores that work with Zwift. I mean, Zwift just recently started selling stores gift cards that customers could buy for like Zwift memberships.
Okay. All right. So this is direct.
They
to
have
consumer.
a sub $500. It's $499. Direct drive smart trainer, which looks like a Tax or one of the other odd companies out there. Direct drive trainer. So
It's odd looking.
Because-
It looks small.
it reminds me a little bit of a Wahoo. It has the base of a Wahoo Kicker core, and the drive and the motor part remind me of. I think it's what was that company I just said? Like Tax or whatever, or one of those not off brand, but they're not the Ceres or the Wahoo. But it's a freaking good deal. That being said, it being the first thing out of its kind, and Zwift used to work really well with Wahoo and Ceres as far as selling both trainers
Mhm.
on the Zwift website. Because I don't think it gets better than the H2 and the H3 and the Wahoo Kicker, but
Well, a lot of people, and now this is one of the things that I think Zwift has always had to fight, and that is it can be a little complicated. You've got to match your train. At least it used to be a lot more difficult than it is now. Especially if you didn't have a smart trainer.
yeah,
And it says that this is sort of out of the box, the easiest process.
somewhat idiot proof with color coded step by step.
A installed cassette, which a lot of your smart
And
trainers you have to go through that
You
process.
pick your cassette when you buy it.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of cool because you buy a Wahoo Kicker, you get 11 speed. That's it.
Yeah, this is
spent $80 on a drive free hub body for an XD yard driver and stuff.
Oh, I'm looking at their little sample instructions where you determine which
with a little card.
with the little card. So it measures the length of your through axle so that you put the right adapter in place. Okay, that's kind of
Yeah.
nice.
Because I would say there's customers where we really have to walk them through, and I'll send them the right videos, or I've gone to people's houses and I still will go to people's houses as long as it's not creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll set them totally 100% up, put their bike on, get them connected, show them how to Zwift.
So it's got a 4.7 kilogram flywheel.
Your internet ain't going to do that, I'll tell you that.
Built-in power meter, plus or minus 2.5%.
Yeah.
Claimed accuracy. Does it give you? Okay, here's some specifications. This is what I was looking for. Max power 1,800 watts. Max grade 16%. And I don't know that you see greater than 16% in most of Zwift. It seems.
I avoid anything like that.
Well, you do Alp to Zwift. That maximum gradient, I want to say that Alp to Zwift has gradients that are higher than 16%. Why would they release a Zwift, what they call the Zwift hub, which is from Zwift by Zwift, that actually caps out lower than your maximum gradients you're going to find in the simulation? Maximum rider weight 130 kilograms, total trainer weight 15 kilograms. Compatible across the board with 142, 148 through axle, 130, 135 millimeter quick release. Okay.
It's cool. I'm not saying everyone has a local bike shop or they want to go in, or, I understand a Wahoo kicker is pretty expensive, even the core at $900 plus a cassette. But they kind of, like they said, until now, Zwift has left to third-party trainer manufacturers to provide unnecessary. Anyway,
here's another little weird gotcha though. You can't use it. So Zwift sanctioned Zwift cycling esports events require the trainer to have a plus minus 2% degree of error accuracy rating to comply, but yet their power accuracy is plus or minus 2.5%. So you can't use the Zwift hub trainer to race in Zwift sanctioned Zwift cycling esports. That's unusual. Okay, that's strange.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's hardcore Zwift racers already on like a kicker or a Zwift or a Wahoo bike.
Okay, so here's a little later. Somebody says that the Zwift hub looks like a rebadged Jet Black Volt.
Jet Black. That's the company that I was looking for.
So it is manufactured. The hub is manufactured in partnership with Jet Black. Interesting. So that's a smart trainer I've actually never.
We used to sell Jet Black early Parvella days for me, and then we got rid of them.
Hey, but you know what? A smart trainer that gives you resistance for your average user for less than $500.
Oh yeah, it's not a bad deal.
That's a price point that's going to be hard to beat, with compatibilities all the way from 8 to 12 speed SRAM and Shimano cassettes pre-installed on the trainer, so you don't have to do any kind of that stuff. That
being said, it's electronic. And even every so often, Wahoo and Ceres have hookups. So this, I will say, it's the typical first gen of don't buy the new F-150 Lightning yet. Wait for the.
Yeah, I agree. But it's a good step in the right direction. You got to get it out, and a part of this is something like this. You've got to get it out into the marketplace to find things that
you got to find the bugs,
to find out what's going to go wrong and what's going to go wrong. So
it's cool.
There we go.
Like I said, you want a cool trainer? I'll sell you a Ceres H3 for $500 right now.
Yeah, because you were telling me the other day that they're blowing some things out.
Them out because Ceres is getting restructured. Mm-hmm. Probably owned by Trek, and that's one hell of a trainer.
It is. It's a solid platform.
$1,200 trainer.
$1,200, something like that. Not a cheap trainer.
No.
The thing about I like it is it's substantial.
It's more quiet than my Wahoo.
It's heavy. It doesn't move. It doesn't budge.
Yeah.
So. Good find though. We're gonna watch that space and it's
maybe they'll sponsor us for all the Zwifting I do.
It's the right time of year for them to actually move something like that to get it out into the marketplace.
Yeah, I would say it doesn't sound great, but all our Wahoo kickers are now $1,000 at the store.
Yeah. Hey, I don't want to forget to send congratulations to Cynthia Frazier, our friend and fellow Mid-Atlantic gravel aficionado, expert, elite racer. She just
all around
badass. And as a badass, she finished Badlands. Not only did she finish Badlands, but from what I can tell, she came in second place in the women's field.
Yeah.
Behind Lael Wilcox. And I did a lot of dot watching over the last
You did. I watched your update. I'm on dot watching.
6. Yeah, I was watching the dots, and then I would send you and Jess updates as I was watching the dots. It was her finish. Let's see. I had the times up earlier, and now I've lost it. She finished in 62 hours and 57 minutes, and Lael Wilcox finished at 57 hours and 42 minutes. Lael was 15th overall, and Cynthia came in at 21st overall. And from what I can tell, she was the second female to finish, followed by Louisa Werner, who was about 40 minutes behind her, and Sophie Jail, I'm going to say, who was another 15 minutes behind Louisa. So there's your 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as of this recording, only 24 have finished. And if you don't know, Badlands is over in Spain, and it goes through deserts and forests and beaches, and it has just a little bit of everything. It's 750 kilometers and 15,000 meters of elevation.
Oh, yeah.
The winner, Sebastian Brewer, finished in 43 hours and 36 minutes. That is a lot of bike riding in a relatively short period of time. But if you've watched any of the YouTube videos on that, have you seen any of the? It's beautiful, beautiful scenery. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
Did you say that was what Lachlan Morton did on his?
I think Lachlan Morton did it. Yep, Lachlan Morton's done a video on it, and I would highly recommend, if you haven't done so, to jump over to YouTube and watch some of the Badlands videos, and I can't wait to see this one pop out. I'm sure there will be one. I'm sure that there will be a 2022 Badlands video. So I can't wait to see that. Again, congratulations, not only to Lael, also to Cynthia. Great job. Great effort. Keep it up. We had this on the schedule to talk about last week, and we kind of glossed it over. Didn't really get there. I've been doing a little of my, as you know, Joey, I've been doing a little bit of my own maintenance to try to take a little bit of the pressure off of your shoulders, because I know you're a busy guy, and it's good for me to know how some of these bits, pieces, and I used to do it, and it had been a long time since I'd been under the hood, and I asked you for some text advice as I was changing some things around. But
$10 a minute, I will FaceTime you.
You could probably do that. I wonder if there is a FaceTime bike mechanic that's out there that, like, I wonder if there's an OnlyFans. That'd be a great OnlyFans.
only wrenches.
So bike tools. It's something that I think as you get deeper and deeper into the doing some of your own maintenance, your tool chest grows. What are some things? So the average gravel cyclist, you're going to have things that you're going to carry with you on a ride, and we've done that before. We've kind of talked about some of the things, like having.
You ever have a backup tool for your tool?
A backup tool?
We did Percival.
You're my backup tool.
No, my freaking Crank Brothers tool. One of the pieces that where they pivot, the bolts. I pulled out of my bag. It's
all in little pieces.
No, I didn't realize till I pulled it all the way out, and then everything fell out of it, and in the high grass.
So
I have half of a whatever C19. What are they called?
Oh, the C19, C17, C20,
the C or whatever the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have half of a multi-tool.
Aw, that kind of stinks.
I never had an issue with Crank Brothers. Still,
I lost.
So that's probably my fault.
I lost my Dynaplug. I'll always have a spare Dynaplug now in my bag. That was we talked about that a little bit. We did our Gravel Worlds recap. But I know now, like things like I carry the Wolf Tooth pliers to break the chain. I carry some spare Master Links.
Can I butt in?
Yeah.
I actually used this for the first time on my own bike on my 3-mile bike ride to the card place in the coffee shop.
Okay.
When I stopped at Starbucks, when I stop at a place for a while and my bike's outside without a lock, I take my chain off my chain ring and I put it, just drop it inside. So someone tries to pedal away, you can't.
They can't, right?
My theft deterrent thing. On a BB86 bike with a GRX crankset, no matter if it's the Diverge or the Libre, you can't get the chain back out where the bolts are. It's really hard to explain until you see it. So I had to break my chain at Starbucks, the quick links.
Okay.
Now I'm a little wolf tooth.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is Diverge if she dropped a chain and it got stuck down by the bottom bracket. I don't know how to get it out on a BB86 bottom bracket. The
Interesting.
way the shell is,
That's a little
and the Libre
scary.
is the same way.
That's a little scary when you think about it.
Well, now that I know, you pull out the little pliers and
Yeah, but how many people carry wolf tooth pliers with them and a spare master link if you end up needing it?
Yeah.
Or, you know,
But I was like, cool. My like riding street clothes down to get coffee and back.
so
to
that's
use it.
something that is probably a good idea to carry. Now we talked about this. I've stopped carrying a spare tube.
Yeah.
Did
Did you carry a tube on your 150?
Nope.
You weren't that far away, and
Nope. I was never more than like 20 miles from
Yeah.
home. That's
I would've
what's
picked
weird
you up.
about that. Somebody, I could have Ubered that. That no big deal.
Yeah.
But I will say this: I will carry a tube on big events that I know, or events that I know that I'm going to be far away from support. I think
Yeah.
that's smart. But just around here, I don't think I'm carrying a tube anymore because trust in the plug, baby. Trust the plug. Hashtag trust the
I
plug.
didn't carry tubes on the canal yesterday.
Oh, well, when you're with people, everybody else has them.
That I did almost. I keep going off track. There's a place I forgot as you leave Carter Rock. I don't know. Maybe you're 15 miles, not almost 15 miles north. There's a little levee place you got to cross, and basically there's cracks in the concrete.
Yeah, I know
And
what you're
my
talking about.
sidewall slid out, and I thought I would cut my sidewall open.
Ooh.
On the yeah.
See, that's scary.
Yeah,
But, you know,
'cause the tube ain't fixing that one.
tube ain't fixing that either. I've
Yeah.
come to the conclusion that anything that the plug isn't going to fix, a tube isn't going to probably fix neither. So those are some things from a ride. But what are some things that, as you begin to move, what are some of the entry tools to say, I want to start doing some of my own maintenance? I want to watch some YouTube videos and try to learn a bit about my bike, and then take it broken status to the shop to get them to really
All right.
fix it.
Step 1, don't watch Seth Bike Sacks or Burn Peak or whatever it's called. Step 2, you need a really good set of Allen keys, not a multi-tool.
Okay.
You need like Pedros. The Pedros makes my favorite affordable.
Mhm.
My Silca and my Weras are not something normal people are going to buy, but I use the crap out of mine. Like a set of Allen keys.
Now, important to have the Allen keys that have the ball head too.
No.
No?
God, no.
Oh, I
wish
like
they
having
cut-
the ball
My
head.
Silcas don't have the ball head.
I like having the
No,
ball
so
head.
many people strip stuff because of the ball heads.
Well, you guess you got to be careful with it, but I like
Um,
being able to get that little angle sometimes, like especially when you're putting like bottle cages on and off, and you need to get that little bit of
No,
angle. I
no.
like my. Now I have
My-
two sets. I have two sets of Allen keys. One has ball head and one doesn't.
Okay, even my nice Pedros that have the sliding T feature,
Okay.
those are squared off. But we still have ball heads at the store, but I hate ball heads.
I can see though if you're not paying attention.
Oh yeah,
And you don't really know what they're to be used for. It's to give you that little bit of angle where I could get you in trouble.
Once you get it loose, but people that try to tighten stuff down or loosen stuff with it, yeah,
Right, yeah.
you're gonna anyway.
So caveat there. Caveat.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use ball heads, know what they're for and when to use them and when not to use them. Okay. Okay.
So nice set of Allen keys. It all depends on your bike. The biggest thing people want to do is clean. So you can use your wolf tooth Masterlink pliers because those are the same.
Okay.
Or you can spend $10 and get Pedros or Park. They're not expensive. Chain link pliers, and then a way to take the cassette off.
Uh-huh.
Like an FR5 is the tool that works on everything modern, whether it's SRAM or Shimano. Gimpy has their own, but unless someone's running an e-car.
What are the things that can get you in trouble taking your own cassette off?
Not much.
Okay.
You need a chain whip, or like I use a Vice chain whip device from Pedros.
I had
It's like channel lock pliers.
I
but
had the whip for a long time, and then I had you get me some of the channel locks once I started really
Yeah.
swapping cassettes around because it's so much easier.
that's just so much easier. You're not busting knuckles.
Right.
Those three tools: the pliers, chain whip, and FR5. And with the FR5, you'll need an adjustable wrench or something. But with that, you could take your cassette chain off. You could pretty much almost take off your crank with Allen keys, and from there, you're going to clean what you need to clean. You're going to adjust what needs to be adjusted. And
How about a chain checker?
yeah,
be
chain
able-
checker's huge.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that actually.
How about when
Those haven't been in stock anywhere.
How can you tell? So it's easy with the chain checker.
Chain checker, you gotta learn how to use a chain checker because a lot of chains will already register 25% worn, or some of these 12-speed chains read a little bit different and stuff.
Okay.
But with 11-speed, which is what probably 70% of our listeners are still on, the Park makes a couple. For a while, we were selling them with most of our bikes for like $10. Chain checkers.
Really?
Yeah, and I just think with COVID, I forgot about it because no one has them in stock. But
So how can you tell? So, but I mean, it's pretty apparent once you understand how the chain checker works.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy tool to tell the chain is worn. How can you tell when the cassette is worn?
and otherwise, the typical shark's tooth thing going on with your teeth, which I had a couple chain rings this last week with that. Sometimes I usually tell people if they're using a chain checker and their chain is dropping at 75% and has, it's pretty obvious that it's a pretty clean drop. You're not forcing it. You need to do your cassette with it too.
Okay.
If you're a heavier rider like you and me, or someone putting out a lot of torque,
Okay.
because the chances,
So you can actually see the cogs begin to
when they're
shark
really
you.
bad, you can tell they look like shark's teeth versus squared off.
So maybe eyeballing it when it's new and really understanding
good
what
idea.
it looks like.
And it's not going to be it'll be the more common gears, or like a lot of people, it's their big chain ring when the chain rings go. The little chain ring looks perfect.
Okay.
It's really easy to show someone, like, here's your little ring teeth and here's your big ring teeth, and look
Okay,
how worn out
okay.
these are, and there's like no metal left, and your shift ramps are all messed up.
So what
At the,
prevents the cassette and the
so
chain rings from that wear?
I guess start from stretch. When a chain is stretched, I don't know if we ever talked about this. What that means is you have rollers in between each link, and those rollers will ovalize.
Okay.
And as those ovalize, your links, quote unquote, get further apart.
Okay.
And that's chain wear. So as those get further apart and they're metal, when you go over your teeth, they start milling down bigger gaps to accommodate that bigger gap of the chain
So there's really
between each link. That's what chain stretch is. It's not like the metal. It's just like
it's
The
the shape
plates.
is changing.
yeah. So when those ovalize, that's how the links get further apart each link, and you got like 114 links on a chain on average or something. And that's what wears it out. So each dip in the cassette, as you ride a really worn out chain, it's milling down that metal. So that's why you have the bigger gaps, aka the shark's teeth that's wearing it
Okay.
out. So you put on a new chain on a worn out cassette or chain ring,
It's not going to run right.
they're closer together, and it starts slipping, and you stand up on it and you go up a hill and it starts slipping over those teeth, and that's your popping noise.
Gotcha.
So when you get past 75, when
Need
it's
a new
really got
cassette,
some,
I think.
when it's really starting to wear out, that's why I tell people it's probably safe to put a cassette on with your chain if it's that worn out.
Okay.
That way you're not coming back in my store pissed off.
Because you put a new chain on it, and
Yeah,
now it's
I'd
worse
rather-
than it was.
Yeah, I'd rather explain that process and show you.
Yeah.
In person, than you have to bring your bike. Say you live 20 minutes away, that's save you time on around, coming back to my store.
So maybe it's a good idea if you're gonna use the shop to, when they come in and they say, "Oh, your chain looks like," because a good shop is always going to check the chain no matter what you
Yeah.
have coming to do. And if they say maybe replace that chain, maybe a smart thing to say is, "Well, what's the condition of the cassette at the same time?"
Yeah, some people.
Then you're an educated cyclist, and your shop goes, "Huh, this guy or gal understands what can possibly go wrong."
And then
Joey, stop
God,
playing
what's
with your squeaky toy.
what's worse, the dog or that? Or the dog whining or the dog squeaking? So basically, it's educating. And then everyone's on the same page, and they feel better, and then they know for the future. And yeah.
So this is what I recently did, just replacing cables. Just replacing.
Yeah, that's like a tier 2 kind of thing. I would say taking your chain and cassette off and cleaning. That's like I wouldn't say basic. Like that's level 2. Maybe cables are level 3.
So say your chain and your cassette. You've been out for gravel worlds or something like that, and your chain is filthy and it's got a little surface rust on it. Would you recommend breaking it, take the cassette off and soak it, or what would you do?
Well, what I did with Jess's chain, had a little surface rust and a little dry, is I took her chain off. I soaked it in Pedro's pig juice.
Okay,
'Cause I trust in Pedro's. Vote for Pedro.
is that like a degreaser?
Yeah, it's a degreaser. Don't use straight Simple Green. Water that stuff down. It's too strong.
Okay,
Or some citrus thing, but water down if you're buying it from Ace or Lowe's or somewhere.
I always buy bike degreaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water it down. I soaked hers a little bit. I'm not going to get all the little bits of surface rust here and there. I can see it, but it's not like the chain is covered. She has like a $70 chain. I'm not just chucking it,
Right.
and it has like 400 or 500 miles. So
Yeah, usually the surface rust is just
12-speed stuff is
maintain it. It's gonna come
lasting
off.
so long compared to 11 and 10 and so on. And you can't get flat top chains like she has. You can, but they're hard. But anyway, I degreased it. I scrubbed it a lot. And then I just put it back on one little chain lube and did the same with the cassette.
So you pull the cassette off and break it down, pull all the
You can't do that with the 12-speed SRAM stuff. It's a block.
It's a block. One
It's
block.
almost like an old freewheel where it threads on differently. I
Okay.
gotta show you. It doesn't come apart like Shimano.
Okay, but still you're taking it off.
I'm
of the
taking it
bike
off. I'm
and-
dropping it in that bucket,
Okay.
scrubbing it, and then when I put lube on her chain, I shift through all the gears so I get lube all over everything. And
So another place that gathers a lot of crud is the jockey wheels on the derailleur.
yeah, that's just getting a screwdriver or a little brush.
You ever take the jockey wheels off to
I
do
do,
any
but I don't
maintenance?
recommend it.
Don't recommend it?
Not
Okay.
to someone that's just practicing
Okay.
because there is a direction and there's an upper and a lower.
Okay. So
if you
don't
screw
go that
up. It'll
far.
affect your shifting.
Okay. So if you do want to go that far, know that you're.
If someone
you're-
comes in and they
there's
tell me
risk
they
there.
took their bike apart and cleaned it and it's not shifting right, that's the first thing I'm looking for.
Okay.
Is their jock, and they are designed, an upper and a lower. And
Is there any way you can tell them apart? Do they actually?
yeah, there's
are they
usually
labeled?
at least a U on one, and some of the grooves on the Shimano face a certain way, or at least like the Kogel or some of the aftermarket ones are pretty. They'll have a little arrow.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
you
one.
can do one at a time, and like take the top one off, clean it. What I tell everyone to do is before you take something apart, take a picture of it first.
Yeah.
Take a picture the whole way.
Yeah.
And then that way you know to put
Take
it back.
pictures of the parts as
Yeah.
they come off. So
If they're coming off, you lay out a rag and lay them off in the order they came off, and then that way you put them back on. Like you work your way left to right and vice
a
versa.
little Harbor Freight sells these. I have a couple of them. They're all over the shop. Is a little magnetized kind of like parts tray. So
Yeah.
all your pieces go in there. I do that. That's
The thing I really like is I do it. I do it more with suspension, but go get some like cookie trays from like Marshalls or whatever.
Yeah.
That cost nothing, or Home Goods, and then some of those blue shop rag towels, and it keeps everything. It's not going to soak through. It's going to be clean. And sometimes you can leave a little magnet on there to magnetize stuff.
Oh, that's a good idea. What thought about?
Yeah.
Ow! He just bit me. He bit my toe. He's squeaking his
Heck
toe.
yeah. You don't got your Crocs on.
No, I don't have my foot protection on. So I did. I did.
Oh my god.
Can you get maybe a quiet toy, Blake? Here, look at this. Here's a Kong.
No, you got the loudest
There's
one.
a Kong. There's a Kong, buddy. So I took what I needed to do was replace cables. So been a while since Blake's been a big part of the podcast.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is we're making
Not
all
whining.
we're probably not going to hear it on here. We're not going to hear all the squeaky toy stuff that's going on. Replacing cables. And so the trickiest part that I ran into wasn't running the cable through the housings and through the frame. I kind of figured that out. There's little tricks. You use the sheathing to like rerun the cables, and there's little kits you can buy and magnets and all that kind of stuff. The Roubaix, as we're talking about, is a relatively easy bike to route the cables through. What got me, the gotcha for me was since the cable had broken, the head of the cable that was in the shifter had gotten buried inside the shifter. It had come loose and gotten shifted. And I was thinking initially, I was like, well, I can't find this thing, so maybe it fell out. But obviously, it doesn't just fall out; it's still in there somewhere, and you got to go in search of. So maybe it's a good idea to change your cables before they break. What's a good sort of like window of time, whether you take it to a shop or whether you do this yourself? A year?
Some people might not know, because a year for you could be like 8,000 miles on one bike.
It's miles. Yeah.
I would say for the enthusiast doing 5,000-6,000 miles a year, I would do it every 2,500 to 3,000.
Really? That frequent? Okay.
That way you don't change your car oil.
Right.
You don't wait till your car to go bad.
Right.
I mean, you really screwed that. Just like your suspension, you don't wait for the fork or the shock to run dry and feel horrible.
So for me,
service.
that's probably about every 3 to 4 months.
What do you think? I mean, you're putting miles on it, so
Okay. Yeah.
And it varies. I know you rotate through bikes, and you have an electronic bike, and you have a mechanical bike, and
Right. None of this stuff applies in that.
I would probably say the same for your brakes too, for bleeding.
So that's
If we were in a perfect world, you could stretch the brakes out.
That's something I still think that.
That's like tier 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Then we'll get-
Messing with the hydraulic, and also messing with your brakes. If you mess
Scary.
with your shifters and something doesn't go right, then okay, oops, I can't shift gears. But if you could mess up your brakes and you go flying down the hill,
I don't know if I said it on. I think I was at like the USAC race mechanic clinic or so. We were learning statistics of the percentage of people that will work on their car over their bikes, because the room for failure, if you screw up your car's
right.
If you're test driving your car, you're less likely to hurt yourself if you screw something up with your car. It's either not going to go, or you have an airbag. You're not going to be flying fast. You have something to save you. You screw up on your bike.
Oh,
And you're going down a hill at 30 miles an hour, and your hydraulics don't work. Yeah, you're gonna.
That's a different issue. That's a whole different set of problems. So what I didn't have, which I have now, nice set of cable cutters to be able to get a nice.
Don't use diagonal cutters.
To get a nice little. To get a nice, crisp, clean cut on the cable.
Yeah.
And then the end caps to be able to crimp the cable so that it doesn't.
Those I use diagonal cutters.
Because they would crimp it.
Some people will cut right through.
Yeah. Just you make sure. But
nice cable cutters.
But having them is a good idea. Right now, I have electrical tape wrapped around the bottom, so I need. There's some things I still need to do.
Come get your covers tomorrow.
So having some things like that, I think
cable cutters. You're gonna spend $40 or plus, I think,
and it's not a diagonal cutter,
and you're not gonna cut zip ties with it. You're not, Joe Schmo borrows them to cut something, and you're gonna yell at him.
Yeah, those are for
my employees
rated cables only.
If I see them cutting anything other than cables with it, jail time. It was the thing. Straight to jail.
Okay, well, that
was the most serious we've gotten in a while.
So I think that's a good conversation, though.
There's I would call different tiers.
Yeah.
Tier 1, it's just.
Oh my goodness, Blake!
God, stop, buddy.
We're definitely gonna hear all that.
It's all right. I heard Guitar Ted had a train in the back. Oh my God!
But he's a good dog at training class, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like the star student of our dog training. And she's like, "How is he when he gets home?" I'm like,
I think
you come over during podcast and train him.
I think he just wants to be on the podcast. I think we need to just get him.
Yeah, we need to go back to a live feed,
so people could actually see this nonsense.
Yeah. So
okay, fun.
We should actually write up like the first level would be just like wiping your bike down.
Taking bits and pieces off and
just like straight wiping your bike when you're done. Second level, maybe taking your training cassette off, and then I
did some spray wax on my bike
videos.
Too. Yeah,
you don't go to the Church of Lust, do you?
No.
Pedro's Bike Lust.
No.
That's
had
the good
some
stuff.
fast wax that I used, and it took a lot of the. Oh, the other thing
fast wax took a lot of my hair off.
Is getting sealant off your frame.
Oh, rubbing alcohol and a microfiber.
Rubbing alcohol and microfiber.
That's the best thing.
Best
a flame.
And put don't do that. So rubbing alcohol, just put some into like a spray bottle and
all our rubbing alcohol goes in a big spray bottle.
Yeah.
Or you get a little bottle, the typical little rubbing alcohol bottles, and you take the lid off, pull the foil cover off, then take a knife or a dental pick and just poke a small hole. Then you can squirt it.
You get a squirter.
But a spray bottle costs like $3.
Okay.
We use like the nice super spray bottles that we don't.
Yeah.
You pay $20 for and they never break. But
that's probably one of the only things I
spray bottles.
I have so much sealant down in the little nooks and crannies, and it's just so hard.
It gets on your front derailleur.
Yes.
That's where the torch comes in.
It gets everywhere.
You muted now? He hasn't been whining. I'll give him that. But hey, you like
Blakey, hey, buddy. Yes, good boy. Good boy.
Man, I owe everyone a hat and Strava Club after this episode.
All right, let's do this or that. So let's
do
this.
It's not as much fun. Jess wasn't feeling good. She got a little overwhelmed at school today, I think.
Yeah.
But I will say she had an amazing time at the canal, and that's all she talked about. I think she was a little down tonight on the podcast.
Yeah. Well, it's tough getting back into school. We were talking about that earlier. It's tough to get back into that.
Yeah, she got a little shorthanded today. And it
changes all of your dynamics. And, I don't think you understand that unless you're a teacher. I
don't understand it, and I'm married to one.
Yeah, my daughter was a teacher, and I still don't understand it either. I asked her the other day because she hasn't gone back to school this year. She's not teaching this year. Said, are you going to miss going back? She's like, absolutely not. Not at all.
Maybe when the kid's like 5 years old. And...
All right, Joey, would you rather have a pet dragon or a pet unicorn?
Oh, pet dragon.
Oh, absolutely, because they breathe fire.
Unicorns are cool, but you imagine like showing up the Ritas on your pet dragon.
Here's the question: would you want a big dragon or a little dragon?
You ever watch Pete the Dragon?
I
I
don't
want like
think
a cool
so.
big dragon.
I
Or
think
like Harry Potter.
I'd rather have like a small dragon that I could sit on my shoulder and walk around with like a little dragon. That would be
That'd be cool,
super
but
fun.
no, I'd like you imagine showing up to unpaved in 4 days on your pet dragon.
Yeah, you fly in on the pet dragon.
Oh, yeah.
You could put a bike rack on the back. Which would be better, a Saris rack or a Kuat rack on a dragon? I feel
Man,
like
it's
yeah.
so rough right now with me because I know Saris is going through a restructure, and we've had a lot of good Saris. I love my MHS rack.
Yeah.
And the new Kuat's really the Kuat customer service. Holy balls!
You post that video of the Door County rack.
Oh, with the Door Country too.
Yeah, that actually has.
Someone told me about that a while ago.
I'm going to tell you what. When I was a
You
Saris,
said it on the podcast too, like
when I was
a
a
couple years ago.
Saris brand ambassador, I remember sitting down when they
Yeah.
flew us all in. There was a bunch of us. They flew to Wisconsin. I was like, e-bikes are a thing, man. You need to get some easier mechanism and something automated. And I got pooped. So there, that was the beginning of the end for Saris, in my opinion.
I know we're in the middle of this or that, but Kuats, we brought in a lot of Kuat now. We want multiple things, but right after we spent like thousands of dollars on a restock for the second part of the summer and fall, Saris does their big bike news online, whatever, brain about their restructuring and they're selling. It doesn't mean they might change, but when you spend that much money on a brand, you're like, what the heck's going on? Their
Right.
product's already amazing. Like we're actually starting a Saris sale for like 20% off. But I freaking love my MHS rack.
Yeah.
That rack is so nice.
It's the.
You got your new 4-bike rack. Is it any different? Did you take it out of the box?
I haven't taken it out of the box.
I don't think they changed,
that
but
won't come out of the box until we go like, hey,
Yeah.
Brian, we need to be able to kill
Let's go
4
4
bikes. So.
but
Yeah,
yeah, I'd put the new I'd
You're-
put that Door Country on just 'cause it's so freaking cool, even with my like my
Electronic.
15-pound ethos. Yeah,
Y'all don't know what we're talking about. Take a look. Find it on the
it's
web.
on, I put a reel on my store page.
Joey, pepperoni on top of the cheese or underneath it.
I did both tonight. You notice
I
that?
did notice that.
I kind of like it. I like a little bit underneath. I like it when it gets crispy on top, though. Because lately I've been seeing a lot of people put it under the cheese.
I put it on top.
But we put it on top. Other than putting it on the smoker today, we put it in an oven. It gets a little crispy.
I like
You like when the pepperoni curls up and makes a little grease pool?
yeah I do actually, because then you can pick it up like a little teacup and just drink the grease.
Oh yeah.
I had the other day when I got back from that big ride, I ordered Papa John's and I got one of the stuffed crust pizzas that had
They're so good.
pepperoni and cheese in the crust.
Isn't it?
Oh,
That's its own meal.
that is so good.
It's so hard working like 6 doors down from Papa John's.
Hey, Dave, that was the second pizza I ate entirely by myself here in less than 2 weeks.
Lido's, by the way, is better.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 3, eat in a hot air balloon, so have a meal in a hot air balloon or have a meal in a castle.
It's so hard with 2 people. I like having that third to just.
I
like,
do.
ramble
Well, we
on.
miss Jess.
And I
We
miss
always-
Wes and Jess yelling at us.
Yeah.
I would ride my dragon to my castle because my dragon would take out the hot air balloon. And I am too afraid of heights. I will never get in a hot air balloon ever.
I'm not a big fan of heights. There's something about
Frickin' castle?
hot air balloon though. You imagine it's so quiet.
No, I just saw like on Kook Slams or someone someone came through a festival with a hot air balloon like at ground level, just wiped everyone out.
Oh no.
Freaking hilarious. It seems peaceful, and being someone from New Mexico, and they do the huge hot air balloon festivals.
Well, I'm going to think about a castle too, because
Castle's gonna be high, but
castle like ruins. That would be super cool.
I just think of like Shrek, and the lion and the castle. That's, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, would you rather go to Hogwarts, or would you rather go to Star Wars Jedi School?
Jedi,
It's like, there's going to be any? Well, this actually.
I've had too much of this limerita to be like, I don't know what they call it. Luke Skywalker had his temple and stuff, the Jedi temple, but oh, that's easy.
Jedi School. For you, Jedi School.
Oh, 100% Jedi.
100%
school,
Jedi
yeah.
School.
Harry Potter's cool, but that's fake.
Didn't all kinds of bad stuff? Didn't all kinds of bad stuff happen at the Jedi School though?
A lot of bad stuff happened
That's
at
true.
Hogwarts.
That's
Are you
true.
kidding me? The mentors scare the crap out of me.
I think I would rather go to Hogwarts than Jedi School, because you could mess with people if you could do magic with wands and stuff. I guess you can really mess with people with Jedis too. I'm not as big a Star Wars fan as you are.
I'm
I'm not a big Harry Potter fan.
You know,
either,
I'd be low key after I graduated and got my diploma. I'd go live like on Endor somewhere, somewhere cool.
Would the Inquisitors come chase you?
We'd be friends. But no, yeah, like I said,
so Jedi school for you, Hogwarts
Jedi school.
for me.
Hogwarts isn't real.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
But
That
Jedi
works.
school, yeah, that's a thing. It's
That
just
works.
we haven't caught up to that in our life.
It's coming. Well, you know, everything in the future is defined by science fiction of today is the future of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Look at, Star Trek communicators, and now we carry around communicators in our pockets. And
Look at Back to the Future.
yeah, it's all coming. It's all coming. It's all you have to do. To be a futurist, all you need to do is, there's people that actually get paid to predict the future for businesses.
God, I
Can you
love
imagine that?
the bike industry, but some of the stuff people get for money.
So I can't understand. How do you get that job? How do you?
I want more bikes. I just don't want to. Yeah, more money. No, it's not that. I just.
Before we shut this down, one more time, what are the dates and the details for the
All right.
Cannondale kickoff at the
So
production event?
June. I say June. This Lime-A-Rita is pretty potent. September.
It's fast forwarding you to spring.
Man, I bought some really nice beer for tonight too, and I just.
We still got that the Radler. The
Yeah, but you told me to save that, or should I save that for next week?
We'll
I bought
save
some from a Virginia Beach brewery I used to go to all the time. Anyway, 17th is the Pack Gravel Ride. 8
Okay.
o'clock, Beans in the Belfry, Brunswick,
Brunswick.
Maryland. It's at 8:30 we depart, or
plenty of
depending
park.
on
There's plenty of parking there.
this park at the Amtrak lot.
There's
huge amount
tons
of parking.
but we're going to be at the Beans in the Belfry
At 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock.
They open at 8. The bathrooms open at 8, so our departure will depend on that.
Got it.
But they had their sausage gravy is so good.
And it's a no rush kind of day, right?
Yeah.
It's
And if you're not ready to go by like 8:30 and you're getting a breakfast, I think I put the plans is to get back around 1:30, so we can kind of sit down between 1:30 and 2 at Smoketown. Get some. It's a brewery. They have
the big
food.
parties before at Beans in the Belfry,
Yeah.
and the big parties after.
Smoketown is a block away across the street.
Tons of parking.
Don't even have to move your car.
Come and enjoy and have fun. We'll have.
How many
stickers,
times have we
maybe.
been there, you and me alone?
We'll have stickers. We
Yeah.
should have some
I
stickers.
found a
laying around.
container of sticker. I have
Did you really?
800 Love You Buys.
Nice. Okay,
That never went to Gravel Worlds.
that's right.
So that'll be a big old, you could come from the north or south, east or west for that one.
And it's just me and you. Jess isn't going to be there, unfortunately.
Jess
She's
has
got,
a
keep-
running thing because she does
Running.
work with her community. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there a lot earlier.
What's the Cannondale kickoff?
And the 24th, the following Saturday, we're just calling it the Cannondale kickoff party. Our Cannondale reps come in. He's going to have a tent. We're going to have some product there. We're going to have some giveaways. I'm trying to get a food truck. There's a few in mind that we're trying to confirm, or a donut truck or both. Beer from Ruddy Duck. Just have a nice chill. I might do cornhole. I don't know if my picnic tables will be there in time, or I'll just make some up. We got to talk about that after.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna big old kick off the fall. Maybe who knows?
Cool. So the easiest way to keep track with all that stuff,
It's all on
head
my
over
Facebook.
to Facebook and find Patuxent Adventure Center. And I think we probably got some backlinks over from.
There's overlapping.
There's so
we've
look
been
for it.
working our reel game.
Yeah.
We have a lot of reels out.
And I did a great job.
You did really good on reels
Gravel
too.
Worlds. I haven't done a reel. We need to do a reel. I saw your reel
do
from
one next
yesterday.
weekend.
It's cool. All right, let's shut this thing down. Thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Mid Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt. If you enjoyed the podcast, maybe be like Gene and join us on our Patreon.
We need to do a Patreon
Yeah.
rundown next week.
Yes, we do.
We'll re-up and then call people out.
We really appreciate the support that comes from that way, and it helps us really keep things going over here. How can folks get in touch with us, Joey?
You can come touch us next week at the Canal at Beans and Belfry, or just our website at graveltraveldirt.com. And our Instagram is at Mid-Atlantic GTD if you want to check out Brian's reels.
Ah, nice. Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt is recorded right this week in Blake's kitchen.
It's Blake's kitchen tonight.
Absolutely Blake's kitchen. Whiny, squeaky Blake. He didn't really whine tonight, though. You're right.
Look at him now.
He's quiet. Now he's like, oh, it's all over.
Sleep.
He's like, oh, they're getting ready to end. So let's be done with this. Thanks for riding along, everybody. Till next time, do good. Be nice. And I mean it. I really mean it.
Oh, be nice.
Do good. Be nice. Go slow. Respect others.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.